melted chocolate. So same thing here, you know, if you have a small amount to build is okay, but if you're building, you know, let's say, you know, I don't know, I'm sure you're working in a very busy place. If you're building 100 cakes or 200 cakes at once, make sure you heat up the chocolate enough, huh? And make sure maybe there's few people, you know, to build it at once, right? Okay, and we're gonna make small emulsion with this. So we're not gonna pour it in one time. We're gonna create an elasticity with the chocolate. So for a good emulsion, it needs friction, huh? A little bit more. Around 4 to 5 times. Yeah, c'est bon, hop. And we're gonna fold in the whipping cream. You can see it's still warm. I'm around, you know, 40 Celsius. Laisse-moi ça. Voilà. Ça c'est bon. And we fold it. Once again, quite liquid as a mousse. It has to take all the details, especially when you have a cube. It's not quite easy to get all of this. So the mousse has to be quite soft. Like here. Si elle est prête, oui, mais on n'a pas les sponges. Okay, don't worry, it will set. It looks quite liquid and scary. It is true, you know, with the Demal product, it's not like you cannot make, you know, a mousse very light like an Italian meringue, but the temperature will be always a factor. So you always work a little bit slightly above normal to actually having a mousse, you know, we can fit, you know, into the mold. If it's too hard, not good. Okay, in this recipe we made a crémeux, so I will explain, and we make a similar recipe later, so we won't make this one. The crémeux raspberry puree, yolks, eggs, sugar. Bring it almost to a boil, light boil. Now, what will be, precaution to take with this recipe is actually not to add the butter at once. This is a very similar recipe than lemon curd, but made, with a raspberry puree. You all make a lemon curd, I'm sure, but one thing important to do is not to add the butter. You add the butter, what happens when you bring in the butter to high temperature? You actually split the fat and the butter and the water. So when you split the fat and the water, it does not, when it cools down and you eat it, it does not crystallize the same way anymore. You separate the crystals of fat and the crystals of water. So this is why for this we will bring it without the butter to almost a boil, and we will cool it down to 45 Celsius, and then we will add the softened butter. Okay, I fill up almost 60% of the mold. 60 to 70% of the mold. Ça va être juste un autre bague, on le fera plus tard. Okay. Then you place this, the curd, which we already molded into another square. Place it. We don't have to push it so much. See, like this, it builds it by itself. You know, you don't have to go with another turn, another turn with the bag, around the thing. So what happens? Sometimes you will see a gap, air pockets between, one piping bag, one layer, and another. This is why you put more at the beginning, push in the insert, close it. Yeah. Plus. Okay, and I just close it. That means just a little bit. And then we add the pistachio sponge, which is more or less it's biscuit joconde with a pistachio paste. See, it does it by itself. It does the side of the cake just by itself. I don't have to go with a pastry bag anymore around the sponge.